is Asma, and I'm going to share a personal experience that I've had. I'm the oldest of four children, and I'm 19 years old, and I have a sister whose name is Phyllis, and she's 13, and my sister's name is Patty, and she's 12, and I have a little brother whose name is Noel, and he's 8, and so there's 10.5 years between me and Noel. I was an only child for a very long time, and I was supposed to be an only child until I remember one Christmas where I asked my mother, I told my mother that instead of asking Santa for toys this Christmas, I wanted a baby sister instead. So a couple months later, I had a baby sister. Her name was Phyllis, and so she was born in April. And in June of 1984, we were preparing for a big baptismal party for Phyllis, and she was going to get baptized at St. Charles Church, and we were going to have a lot of visitors over, probably about, maybe 300 visitors, and in the process, my mom had a friend whose husband made cake, and so my mom's friend's husband made a cake that was about 20 by 30, so it was a huge cake. It was decorated really nicely, and there was a stork on it, and there was a baby in the stork's beak, and I just remember how great a cake it was. And so my mom wanted to hide the cake, so like the visitors who were going to spend the night coming later that evening wouldn't see the cake, kind of so she would keep it as a surprise for everybody else. And so she and her friend put the cake in a big box, and then we put it in our study. So later that evening, my sister Phyllis's godmother came, and along with her godmother, she brought her husband and her two girls. And I was excited because, I was pretty much a very lonely child, and so having playmates was like a big deal for me, and I was really excited that I had a new sister named Phyllis was born. And so one of the girls, her name was Lisa, and she was my age, and her sister Rena was a year younger than both of us. So we decided that we'd play a game of hide and seek. So we were playing hide and seek, and we were laughing, we were having fun, as all little kids do. And at one point, Lisa was it, and Rena and I hid like in the living room, and we were found very easily. And so I guess after 3 or 4 rounds, it was Lisa's turn to be it. And so Lisa was it, and it just wasn't working right. We were having fun, we were having a lot of fun, but people were finding each other too easily. So I took Lisa and I hid in the study room because I figured that would be the best place to hide. And so Lisa and I went to the study, and we ran really quickly, and I remember the door slamming really loud, and it was a wonder that Rena didn't find us just by the sound of the door slamming. And so we were really tired. I remember laughing really hard. And Lisa decided to sit down. And Lisa sat down on the box that had the cake in it. And it was horrendous. I screamed because the box she had sat on had the cake in it. And so part of the cake was ruined. So I screamed and I called my mom, and all I remember was I got spanked. I was 6 years old and I got spanked, whereas Lisa and Rena didn't get in trouble at all. But my mom said that it was my fault because this was my house and we weren't supposed to be in the study anyway, and the cake was ruined. This big, beautiful cake was ruined. So I kind of thought, when I was, little, I felt that was kind of an injustice for me because it wasn't my fault. All I did was go and play hide and seek. And I remember my dad telling the visitors the next day when the cake was out about how the kids were playing, and that's why half of the cake was ruined. But that's something I'm never going to forget, kind of like one of my injustices. But I look back now and I laugh, and I'm sure my mom laughs too.